yes, when I say about the life, the circle life of the human being and the circle life of the silkworm, or how is that? The life in the circle of process of the silkworm is, how is that? Maybe you can ask someone to, or you can search, probably you can find out what is the process that I don't know, but I know only that is this silkworm has a full process until he fly, until he go fly. Even the first he is a worm, in the end he has to fly. So the same thing, the person is alive, soul is in it, and the soul is flying, is get out by this some kind of process. So for example, when the silkworm drop eggs, then the farmer of silk company adopting and take care of them and give them feed and grow, and then make them to grow up. And this is the process takes 4 steps. Then the worm by itself, a small 1 inch and tiny, and he is just as a by moving by in chest, and by chest and small legs. But then when after that I don't know how to explain about the 4 step, but I know then after the worm is grow up, and what they do, the worm by itself making cocoon, and making the cocoons, the time when the worm make cocoon is turning by from himself. The hikmah of Allah is the tiny, very tiny thread, and it's turning, make a cocoon until the cocoon is the end. At that time, amazingly, that worm which was moving by on her chest, he find the wing and then fly. And this he says no more continuation for the life of the silk, for the life of a silkworm. Then I would like to, parallel to on the same thing. I would like to about the human being. When the mother make a baby, of course, by the by the parents, after 16 to 25 weeks, suddenly, and this duration, because it's not exact time, but because that's why Allah has his own choice when he send the soul to the for that small baby inside the womb of mother. Mostly today is the technology is come out by 16 to 25 weeks anyway, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the soul to that baby, that al-haq, that is that a piece of meat or something, or flesh anyway, and that is starting moving. And mother knows when the first is kick out or tangle or something. However, that after that the baby step on the world and then become infant. Another infant become child, 2 years, 4 years until, and after that he become a person, adult. And this duration for step 2, just like silkworm. And then during this time starting after child, duration of children, and then is even Allah knows step by step of all it, but still give him as a freedom, give him freedom to what the insan does, what the human being do, but also taste. He provide all kind of things up front of that human being, but they want to say that they want to how they feel about it, how we remember of Allah or not, how we God or not, or something. Anyway, but in all thing that my meaning that the life of a human being is parallel to silkworm. And this is the one way of my example was, and also I gave you another example. The other example goes to the believing point of view. Like we are, our program is, my main program is about the beliefs in believer. So in that regard, the death in life, how we should believe on it. Like we say, amantu billahi, first Allah, wa malaikati, wa kutubihi, wa rasulihi, wal yawm al-akhir, wa laqadra khayrihi, wa sharrihi min Allah ta'ala, wal ba'sa ba'da al-maut. In these sentences, there is 7 words separated by itself. Rasul, one, Kutub, different, all different. But if you put them all together, side by side, in the circle of our life, because we call it always our circle of our life. If you put them on 7, like if you put them on the rank wise, in a circle, small circle of each one, Allah and Rasul and then Kutub and Yawm al-Akhirah and wal qadra khayri wa shari. But the last is Ba'as Ba'da al-Maut, the 7th part. And this part, if you put it back again on the circle of that things, is automatically touched by again to the next to Allah. Like come, each one is come back again, because Allah is the first, and after that is in the next to it, touching this by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's life is just like this. Everything is go back again to Allah. Believing is go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, one thing I would like to important to me, that is the Almighty God gives power and knowledge to human being during their lifetime and according to their capacity. According to their capacity. There is no way to be someone, 2 persons to be the same. It's not. Because of reason of soul. If give you another example about the car. The car has a battery. The battery is the source of the power of the car, that is starting. And some battery is 6 volt, 12 volt, 18 volt, or 24 or more. A big track probably more. But it depends on capacity of the engine, of the person, which Allah is already draft about it. So the soul is also depends of capacity of the person, which Allah knows. Someone is really good person, very knowledgeable, is someone ignorant, he don't care about anything. So this is depends of the soul. Even though he has to have, soul has to be the making that person. Same thing, the car, when car without that battery is impossible to be a car. So also the human being with the soul is worth it. Also and we know that the value or the worth of life, who gave it that worth of the value? If the death is not there, the life is not worth it. For example, if we put a value for something, for example, again, car. That car is we ask for, or we sell for, or we put a value for $10,000 because the consumer is there, or the buyer is there. We know, and that has to be worth $10,000. If there is no any buyer, and how you put the value for that car or for anything in life, the same. If there is no death, if the human is not dying, the life would be worthless. That's why that is a ni'mah, because it gave value to the life of human being. So this is one of the thought that I thought this morning. I said I would like to share with you, my viewer, to understand the value of life. Why is that? The reason of the necessity of the one if everybody needed to be alive. Also, I come back again to death. Death is the very terrible for everybody, terrible condition, very sorrow point, very dislike. Like I said, the first, nobody like to talk about the death. And myself, I did not heard too much about from a speaker to talk about it. Of course, they mentioned it very shortly, but not detail, like I told you today, like I said today. So the death, the life without death is not worth it. And also, if it is no dying life, and if it is no life, die is nothing to talk about it. And this is also another hikmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that everything has opposite, like black, white, dark, light. Dunya are world in the akhirat, and heaven and the opposite of hell. Everything, even they were talking, lie and honest, and then white and black. So everything has the opposite. This is not, you cannot find. And each one has separate way of life. And also I gave you one more break, and then I come back, I conclude my subject about the death today, inshallah.